The following program contains shocking portrayals of action. If you suffer from cowardice, Randall may not be right for you. Check with your video game supplier.
Standing for truth in the four corners of America. Fighting for justice on the frontiers of the culture wars. And turning resistance into an art form. The only TV host arrested more times than Mahatma Gandhi, Randall Terry.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to today's program. Herman Cain and Mitt Romney in a statistical dead heat. In fact, several polls have Herman Cain leading. And Ron Paul releases his new Restore America platform. We call it the 1515. Hey, he likes numbers. 999, it's just too simple. 1515, way cooler. And a Roman Catholic bishop in Kansas City indicted. We'll tell you more about these and so many other things. Today's program brought to you in part by the TSA. Oh yes, we're gonna mock them. TSA, TSA, don't be scared, don't run away. And by Ron Paul's plan to restore America. If only the candidate was half as articulate and cool as his plan. I'll be right back after a quick word from my friend, Rusty Cowpoke. Rusty, what happened to your hat?
Hey there. I'm still angry that I don't have my hat on, but I'll tell you what's making me even angry right now. There's some Tea Party leaders or bloggers or whatever you call them that's saying that Mr. Lewis is not a real candidate and he's not a real Tea Partier. Well, tell me this. When somebody comes out and he tells you, I think we should get rid of Social Security and we should get rid of Medicare, does that kind of sound like a Tea Partier to you? Heck, tell me what, does Mr. Lewis and all of us, if we want to be Tea Partiers, do we have to go and get a certification to tell us how to throw a tea box off a ship? Heck, if it's that complicated, I'm gonna send to you my crazy hay-baling cousin Jeb, and he'll show you how to throw them boxes around.
Welcome back to the program, friend. All right, we have a lot to talk about, CNN debate, so many things, but before we do that, I would like to give a word of explanation to our regular listeners. You may have noticed that we are a little bit erratic on the production of new shows. We've been running some reruns. The reason is this. I am in a 20-foot by 40-foot studio where we are going to have not one, not two, not three, not four, but 5 sets. Yeah, eat your heart out, Stephen Colbert. And check out what's around me. This magnificent, no, watch this. My hands above the desk, below the desk, above the desk, below the desk. But watch, he's like a magician. Through the desk. Oh my goodness, could I actually be that strong? It's almost like I'm going through. It's all virtual. Yeah, it's a virtual studio. One of the dirty little secrets of television broadcasting is an awful lot of what you see on TV, and in the movies for that matter, is done in front of what is called a green screen. I am surrounded by one of the largest green screens in broadcast history. Oh yeah, when you see the size of this thing, actually you'll never see it. Well, when you see what we can do with this green screen, you are going to be impressed. So, I want to ask you for your patience and for your prayers. We are so close to finishing this studio, and when it's done, ooh-wee, you are going to be impressed. You're going to have fun watching this program. 5 sets coming at you. It's like Saturday Night Live meets Rush Limbaugh meets John the Baptist, and oh, it's hot. All right, to the news. Herman Cain, Mitt Romney, it's on, baby. Oh, it's on. Herman Cain is now leading by most polls, 1 point, 2 point, 3 points. But perhaps what is more important is that he is the dagger into the heart of the Republican establishment. May I say this with all the professionalism that I can muster? Na-na-na-na, boo-hoo. Oh, Karl Rove, are you out of control? You can't control the Tea Party. You can't control Republican voters who are disaffected With your nonsense, with your raising of taxes, with your bailing out of Wall Street, with your holding power for 2, 4, 6 years and never bringing any fundamental change to the direction of this country. And along comes Herman Cain. Yes, he's not the flavor of the week, he's black walnut. Yeah, black walnut's been around for a long time. And the political racists, the political segregationists are having an internal combustion moment. They're about to explode. You're going to literally see fire come out of the heads, the hairs, the ears, the nostrils of Jesse Jackson, of the dude with the big bouffant hairdo. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. The black pastor in New York City, ran for president himself. He's about to self-combust. They are plotting. They are planning. They don't know what to do right now, but I'll tell you this. The political racists, the political segregationists, who insist that the black American voter stays in the Democrat ghetto, they are determining what to do with Herman Cain. So, will they call him an Uncle Tom? Will they call him an insensitive black man? Will they say that he's just a lackey for conservatives? What will they do? I don't know, but I know that I read a day or two ago a Harvard professor who's black come out against Herman Cain and explain why all black people should be against him. He was cracking that ghetto whip, saying, you're going to stay on the plantation, black voter. Oh yes, you're not going to defect. Well, let me tell you something. They probably will. That's right. 87% of black American voters are in fact going to stay on the Democrat plantation. And oh, by the way, I'm quoting Herman Cain. Yeah, Herman Cain had the guts and the integrity and the clarity to say that he left the Democrat plantation long ago, further enraging the political racists and the political segregationists who want black people to stay put. Stay put, black voter. Don't you dare think in terms of personal accountability. Slavery is still plaguing you. You're still a victim. You still need government handouts. You need HUD. You need welfare. You need programs that put you to the front of the line. Yes, stay on the plantation where you belong and obey your white masters in the Democrat Party. And Jesse Jackson. I mean, those guys that help run the plantation. All right, here's what's even cooler. You ready? In a head-to-head race with President Obama, Herman Cain, according to the Rasmussen poll that recently came out, Herman Cain defeats Barack Hussein Obama. He might go all the way. Listen to me. 30 days ago, people didn't even know who Herman Cain was. Half of the Republican voters did not know who Herman Cain was. Never mind the general public. Now, you might know Godfather's Pizza. Yes, it's succulent. It's delicious. It's got just the right amount of pepperoni grease on top of the pizza. Well, now, the former CEO, multimillionaire, leader of the business world, Herman Cain, he defeats Barack Hussein Obama in a head-to-head competition. Let's quickly talk about the 999 plan. The 999 plan, 9% federal income tax across the board for everybody. 9% corporate tax for all corporations. 9% federal sales tax. Okay? Just completely chuck the current tax code. Most people, like me and you, the little guy, are saying, hey, this is interesting. It's fair. It's even. It's just. Okay? If you make $100, you pay $9. You make $1 million, you pay $90,000. 9%. There are those who are saying, wait, stop. You're creating a new revenue stream without eliminating the old one. And I want to say for the record, it's caution well said. I am in 100% favor of getting rid of the IRS, getting rid of the federal income tax. People like me maybe you who are in favor of the fair tax, want the complete elimination of the graduated income tax and the income tax, period. There is fear among those anti-tax hawks that by introducing a new revenue stream, i.e. the federal income tax, or rather the federal sales tax, if you introduce that stream, but you don't eliminate the federal income tax, you open the door to a massive increase over time in all taxes. So, we're going to see how Herman Cain responds to this problem, and it is a problem, and if the voter says, I don't care, I'd rather have something simple and scrap the entire code, get rid of all these loopholes, and be done with it. This we know. Herman Cain versus Barack Hussein Obama. If the election were held today, Herman Cain would be the next president of the United States. I've got to take a break. When we come back, Ron Paul, not to be outdone by 999, goes for 1515. Which 5 federal departments would he eliminate completely? And an exclusive interview with me and Matt Staver from Jerusalem. This is a great show. That's why you watch it. I'll be right back.
Randall always liked my father because of his wit. An old friend of Dad's one morning asked him, "Hi, Ed, how have you been?" And Dad said, "Ever since I got up this morning, I've been sick in bed on 2 chairs."
Hi, Joe Costello here, founder of Kylea Health and Energy. I've been making superb nutritional supplements for over 15 years, and from day one, I've partnered with Randall Terry, helping to fund his invaluable work in reclaiming our country's biblical and godly roots. I want to share with you a product that has changed hundreds of thousands of lives since its inception.
Introducing the Total Living Drinks, Greens and Berry, the ultimate superfood formulas that provide you the 9 essential areas of nutrition your body needs on a daily basis. Each serving of the Total Living Drink provides the life-giving phytonutrients that come from the equivalent of 5 servings of organic vegetables and berries, enzymes for better digestion and nutrient absorption, protein for building lean muscle mass so you can burn more fat for fuel, probiotics for better intestinal function, herbs for building energy and stamina, antioxidants for maximum immune function and disease prevention, and all the vitamins and minerals you need for slowing down aging and maximum health. You would have to take 30 to 40 capsules each day and spend almost $10 a day to match the over 30,000 milligrams of total nutrition in each scoop of the Total Living Drink. Order right now and get started on the amazing Total Living Drink. They come in 2 delicious flavors, Total Living Drink Greens and Total Living Drink Berry. And every single dollar we receive, we give a generous amount to Randall Terry's organization to help further his work and further the kingdom. Visit us online at the address on your screen and receive an online discount or call the toll-free number. Call today, and for the daily price of a latte, you can get back on the road to better health and energy with Kylea's Total Living Drink.
Moments with Moses. And if you gather within your cities, I will send pestilence among you, and you shall be delivered into the hand of your enemy.
Welcome back to the program, friend. Ron Paul. Yes, the perennial candidate. Oh, if only the candidate was as good as his policies. Ron Paul has introduced the plan to restore America, or as I like to call it, the 1-5-15. The $1 trillion cut, boom, from the federal budget. That's massive, draconian cuts. I like it. The elimination of 5 federal departments. Ooh, again, sounds draconian. And the reduction of the corporate tax to a flat 15% from its current high of 35%. If only the candidate was as good as the plan. But that's another day's topic. All right, what 5 departments of the federal government would be completely eliminated. Do you know? Number 1, Department of Education, bye-bye. Number 2, Department of Commerce, bye-bye. Number 3, Department of Energy, bye-bye. Number 4, Department of Interior, yeah, your parks, Yellowstone, bye-bye. And number 5, the Department of Housing and Urban Development, commonly known as HUD, they all go away under Ron Paul's plan. Now, if I were a liberal maniac on the left wing living happily on the federal plantation, I would basically say the sky is falling. What will happen if we eliminate these 5 departments? You want to know? We're going to have a bunch of uneducated people without fuel for their car, no parks to play in, no homes to live in. It's going to be chaos. Don't you know that when the Europeans crossed the ocean, when they risked their lives planting Plymouth Bay Colony or the plantations in Virginia or down in Florida, they came here so that they could have free housing, so that they could have an energy policy, so that they could have free education? Don't you understand what he's doing? He's destroying the American dream where all of us can just cuddle up to the federal trough and suckle. What will I do without government handouts? And to make things worse, what does he want to do with Medicare? Oh yeah, keep the elderly on it, but let young people opt out? Excuse me? Young people, you're 25, you're 28, you're 30, you're 32 years old. You don't know what to do with your retirement money. You haven't got a clue how to invest it. That's why you need Uncle Sam. That's why you need Social Security. So that when you're an old man or an old woman and you get your $633 check, you'll know that the world is a good place. Why have the authority to save your money on your own when you could have Uncle Sam take that money and squander it along the way with a promise of a paltry check at the end of your life? And yes, even though if you were able to opt out and save all that money and you died at, say, age 60 like my dad did, you would be able to have an inheritance that you could leave to your children. Why do that when you could spend all that money on Social Security now and have nothing to leave your children? Yeah. Ron Paul, I like your plan. By the way, he also wants to do away with Medicare and Medicaid. This man puts the D in draconian. I love this guy. If only he was a better candidate. If only he had a better television presence and he didn't have that whiny voice. I don't want to be unkind. I would just give him some speech coaching and some soundbite coaching. All right, very quickly. Where are we at, Gary, in time? How much time have we used up?
We have 4 minutes with 1.5 minutes left.
All right, I've got to take a quick break. We will talk more tomorrow about the bishop who was indicted in Kansas City for not telling authorities sooner about a priest in his diocese who was found with what appears to be child pornography. Waited too long. He's indicted. We'll talk more about that tomorrow. When we come back from this break, I have an exclusive interview from Jerusalem with Matt Staver. Oh yes, you know who he is. He's made history in the legal realm. Don't go away.
Well, as you know, ladies and gentlemen, there are people in this world that are committed to taking away your Second Amendment right to keep and bear arms. Geronimo, what do you think about people who try to take away your guns?
I think they can have them. Bullets first.
Hi, Joe Costello here, founder of Kylea Health and Energy. I want to share with you a product that has changed hundreds of thousands of lives.
Introducing the Total Living Drinks, Greens and Berry, the ultimate superfood formulas that provide you the 9 daily essential areas of nutrition your body needs. Each scoop provides the life-giving phytonutrients that come from the equivalent of 5 servings of organic vegetables and berries, probiotics for better intestinal function, antioxidants for disease prevention, and vitamins and minerals for establishing maximum health. Order now and get started on the Total Living Drink. When you do, a generous gift will go to Randall Terry's organization to help further his work and further the kingdom. Order online and receive an online discount or call the toll-free number. Call today and enjoy maximum health and energy.
Victory will never be found by taking the line of least resistance. Sir Winston Churchill.
We were recently in Jerusalem, and while there, had some great interviews. This one with Matt Staver is one of them. Listen and learn.
I'm here in Israel with Matt Staver, the Dean of the Law School at Liberty University. My son went there for a semester, started by the late Jerry Falwell, a phenomenal school. Matt, why are you here?
We're here because it's important to stand with Israel, and that's why we're here. You know, the entire Western civilization really started and owes its roots to Israel. Our Christian faith, Judaism, owes its roots to Israel. What's at issue is not just a plot of ground, a piece of land. Peace is not going to be obtained by just giving over a portion of real estate. What's at issue is deeper than that. And there are people and there are forces and there are nations in this country that literally do not want to recognize the right of Israel to exist, no matter how much land they have. That's not their end goal. Their end goal is literally to destroy Israel. And like Ahmadinejad says, he calls Israel the little Satan and the United States the big Satan.
The great Satan. You're in good company if you're with Israel, America, Satan, little Satan, big Satan, great Satan.
Yeah. And I think that's what people get here. I was here recently, met with Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. He and all of the other Israeli leaders and those in the government. And the
Tall
Knesset,
cotton, that's good.
Well, you know, he understands the real issue. Back in the time of the 1990s, when he came to the United States, Dr. Jerry Falwell referred to him as the Ronald Reagan of the Middle East, and he really is. He is a courageous leader. He understands the issues of Israel and the Middle East, and he understands the threat to our shared Judeo-Christian values and the threat to Western civilization that's at issue right here in this land of Israel.
There are many Christians who support Israel because they believe in the Old and New Testament. They also believe that they have an obligation to evangelize the world, including Jewish people. What tension have you felt in that? I asked a couple of people, one member of parliament, would you be happy to accept support for your survival physically as well as evangelism from a group such as Jews for Jesus? Have you found any tension there?
You know, there's some tension with some people, but by and large, there's an overwhelming acceptance. There are some people, because of past history through the ages, that question the motives of Christians and why they want to support Israel. Do they want to support it because they really love the people of Israel and because God gave the promise to Abraham in Genesis chapter 12 that those who bless Israel he will bless and those who curse Israel he will curse them as well? Do they really believe that these are God's people, this is his land, or do they have an ulterior motive to convert and evangelize and proselytize the Jewish people? And so
Why can't it be both?
Well, certainly it can be both, and it really doesn't have to be an either or. You know, the Christians today have overwhelming support for Israel, and by and large, the people of Israel are accepting and they appreciate it. Everywhere I go in this country, except for some individuals, they are appreciative of Americans. They're wanting friends, and in the Middle East, this is a lonely country.
Friends are hard to come by here.
Yeah, you know, Israel's only about 6 million Jews here in the land of Israel, the nation of Israel, surrounded by nearly 300 million Arabs. Many of those led by countries and leaders that are wanting to literally obliterate Israel from the map, like Iran, just to use one example. And so they don't have a lot of friends in that respect. And then even when you move around the world, there are individuals who want to and are readily able to divide up Israel any way they choose. Go back to the 67 borders, which would be political suicide. So when they understand the people of the United States that first recognized Israel as a nation in 1948, and they see the overwhelming support of the nation of the United States of America and its people, I think it's a welcome relief that they've got friends, really good, true friends in the world.
Ooh, I love that guy. We've got more coming up with him and other interviews from Jerusalem. When we come back, an incendiary quote from one of our incendiary founders, Thomas Jefferson. How dare he talk about God?
The fool has said in his heart, there is no God. They are corrupted and become abominable in iniquities. There is none that doth good.
Hi, Joe Costello here, founder of Kailea Health and Energy. I want to share with you a product that has changed hundreds of thousands of lives.
Introducing the Total Living Drinks, Greens and Berry, the ultimate superfood formulas that provide you the 9 daily essential areas of nutrition your body needs. Each scoop provides the life-giving phytonutrients that come from the equivalent of 5 servings of organic vegetables and berries, probiotics for better intestinal function, antioxidants for disease prevention, and vitamins and minerals for establishing maximum health. Order now and get started on the Total Living Drink. When you do, a generous gift will go to Randall Terry's organization to help further his work and further the kingdom. Order online and receive an online discount or call the toll-free number. Call today and enjoy maximum health and energy.
Thomas Jefferson said, "I tremble for my country when I remember that God is just and that his justice cannot sleep forever." Friend, there is a God in heaven, and he rules among men and nations, and he hears and sees the cries of the oppressed. Prior to the Civil War, he heard the cries of slaves, and look at the horrifying fruit of slavery. Likewise now, he hears the cry of innocent blood. The number one political issue in America today is the killing of our babies, and if we don't bring it to an end, God's justice won't sleep forever. And one other thing, Herman Cain had the courage and the integrity to say on the news that he's against all abortion, including babies being killed who were conceived by rape and incest.